Good morning. It's my breakfast time. It's 8:30. I get up at 6 every weekday, but then I get myself ready. I get the kids up and ready. Today I walked into school and that loop, including a quick grocery store stop, takes me an hour. And I grabbed myself a Gipfeli that I'm gonna have now. It's not quite as good as Italy, but it still satisfies my cornetto croissant addiction. So in this video, I'm gonna do a big spring refresh on the whole home. First thing, Easter stuff has to go away. You can probably see some window stickies on the behind me. Also, ski season is officially over. Heavy winter gear season is over, so that's a little mini project. And speaking of mini projects, I still have some Christmas cards on display. They're in the corner. I think they look nice enough. But I finally figured out what I want to do with them, so we're going to do that together later, also together with the kids when they come home in the afternoon. And similar to that, I have some kid art that needs to find a home. Now, what I do for kid art, I have a whole system because the amount of art that comes into the home is substantial. I've showed before how I have the very first hanging file in my filing cabinet for papers that need attention, bills basically, and that keeps them off my desk, but I know every 2 weeks I need to go in that file and just empty it out. And I also have a hanging file for kid art. And like the bills, this is like a staging place. I know some people like to deal with things as soon as they come into the home, kind of like a touch once system, but this works well for me. So next step after that staging area, it could end up in one of a few places. If it's something really special and also very seasonal, it'll go out right away. And then when the season ends, it'll get packed away with all the other seasonal stuff and come back again next year. But most kid art gets put in a plastic sleeve and then put in a binder. Each kid gets one binder each year. Sometimes something won't fit in the binder, or when they were little, they'd come home with 4 pages of scribbles every single day. And then I had to kind of curate it and pick the ones that showed something more interesting to include in the binder. And the rest end up in recycling. But to soothe my sentimental heart, I take a picture before it goes away. And then I have an album in my Google Photos, for each kid's art. Back to today though, I have a pile of oversized artwork from my oldest that I'm just not quite sure what to do with. So we'll figure that out together later. The cable car is stuck. This actually happens all the time. It's a safety precaution and they're really not in any danger, but still, I'm glad it's not me. Okay, now in my last video, actually my last video was about moving abroad, but in the 2 before that, I made a big stink about how I have this personal rule where I never clean alone. Obviously today I'm breaking that rule, but it's okay. It's always okay to break rules when you do it consciously. And longer viewers of the channel might remember how I just love to take a big task, big project that's been sitting on my to-do list and just sitting there too long, and to give it its own whole day. And just scheduling it for a day and protecting that time turns a project from something I dread into something I look forward to. Because really, there's not a lot that I do that I dislike doing. It's just that feeling of not being able to do it or do it well or having too much to do. That's what I really dislike. And that's what today is. I have not been able to find time to deal with the Easter stuff and the winter stuff. So today's the day. I've given it the whole day. It's silly, but how I feel looking at, put away Easter stuff on a to-do list versus how I feel looking at spring refresh day on a calendar is just completely different. Okay, so we have a plan. I'm going to finish my breakfast and then we'll do a walkthrough together.
So just walking through the house. This is my office. This is probably going to be the 2 most time-consuming things to do today. Yeah, no, this is a disaster. Coming up to the small bathroom. This actually doesn't need any organizing, but I will clean it up. Hello. Just so everything kind of sparkles when we're done. Kids room, nothing for today in here, but I will be doing a seasonal clothing change soon. Hello, Stella Bella. Okay, laundry room doesn't need anything. Big bathroom actually has a few projects for me in here. So just overall cleaning, obviously. I have some hand washing to do, and those boots I think might be leaking. I need to, they've been sitting here waiting for me to test it out. And probably to clean them. And again, same as the little bathroom, I just kind of want to clean this up. The kids are gross. And yeah, let's make it sparkle. Nothing for my bedroom today. Here in the living room, obviously laundry and some various kind of picking up and vacuuming. I'll do that last. this is the other big project, like Easter away and just, this kind of buffet table. Yeah, I know it's actually like a picnic table. You may have noticed we don't really have all of our living room furniture yet because we, just moved this year. We got like a box as a table there. And this quote unquote buffet table is just like an outside picnic table. But really nice seasonal displays end up here, but then it kind of just gets cluttered, and that's what it is now. It needs to be dealt with. That's the cards I talked about. We're going to do that later. Plants, I do need to like repot some things here. I'd love to do that today, but it's just not going to happen today. That's going to have to be some other time. And the kitchen's a bit messy, but that'll get cleaned up after lunch like normal.
So a lot of small things. So let's get them all to a to-do list. Now, I want to plan my day, and I want to include you in planning my day, but I think we both know, you know me well enough, or at least you pick up on my vibe. We're not this far into planning a video, and I haven't started planning my day yet. That's just not who I am, and we both know it. So with the power of movie magic, let's jump back in time to yesterday when I was setting up my planner.
Okay, so it is Thursday still. So we have a nice fresh start for me to plan today and start planning tomorrow. Let's see, today's Thursday and tomorrow will be Friday. Now, I'm not the best artist. I'm more of an engineering person. I do like design. I designed this planner. This is the soon-to-be released printable planner by my company, Simply.Digital. But yeah, so this is how I would plan my day. Normally, some of the stuff would already be kind of filled in as I know things that are happening. And for example, today is Thursday, and I always kind of just put lunch in first, like kind of make sure I remember to eat. Thursday, I get to have lunch alone, so that's going to be nice. But on Friday, I have lunch with the kids, and I actually need to pick up my daughter from daycare. Let's see, they want me there at 11:30. So really at 11:10, I have to leave. The way this planner works is, lots of people say just have 3 tasks in your planner. I don't think that's very realistic. I think a lot of us have not just more than 3 things we're going to get done in the day. Even those 3 task planners kind of say like you can add a new one when you finish. I really want to keep track of all the things I have to do. So for example, today is Thursday. It's a big YouTube day for me because Friday is when my main videos get uploaded. So I have a couple YouTube related tasks. I need to have tomorrow's video ready. And I want to also, again with YouTube, but also just my home, we're gonna do a little bit of prep work today for tomorrow's big spring refresh. Obviously the biggest task tomorrow is, should I count it as a YouTube task or a home task? I'm gonna count it as like a home task because it's just kind of like a bonus that I get to extra justify it by having it be a video. That's what I have in my head right now. Oh, I do have everyday tasks that I just copy over from day to day. The way I normally do that is just kind of copy on this side and then I do it over. So I need to do a vid review. And I post a short most days. I like to post, remember to post on Instagram. I like to exercise. I need to study German, check my email, take care of all the cat's needs. And that's easy to copy here now. And speaking of German, I do have German class tonight, which means at some point today I need to do my homework. Okay, now since this is like a big day, a lot going on, it might be fun to like decorate it. Again, I'm not super artsy, but it is fun sometimes to like have your planner be pretty. And I do keep stickers just for days like that. And I thought with like a spring refresh and being very busy, I love like busy bees, that maybe some stickers would be fun for the spread. This guy is so cute. Yeah, do we like that? So now there is planning, like actually planning, like, or like bullet journaling, for example. Some people actually call bullet journaling like the process of planning, kind of like what we're doing now. So this could be considered a bullet journal in a way. And some people, it's really like that art of making these like beautiful page layouts. I think one should not be confused for the other because like making a work of art is something you do for mental health and for joy. And those things also help productivity. Mental health and joy help you keep moving. You can't really go forever without stopping. It can also be procrastination. I have a friend who is a coach for artists, and she always is talking about having to, be careful people use it for procrastination. Oh, I put these too low. I was going to put some washi tape on the bottom. Maybe it could just go on top. So yeah, my personal stance on like the decorating planners is, be careful that like you don't use it as procrastination. Being a little artsy, having things that are beautiful can also help us be more productive. Additionally, like putting effort into your planner, it can kind of make you feel more committed to it. Like you spent more time on it, and it's not like putting things in pen rather than pencil. Like it's got stickers on it now. Like we have to follow it now. It's got stickers on it. Like joking aside, I just think when it is something that looks nice, it can feel more like this is a solid plan and I'm not just going to make the plan and then ignore it. We're going to like follow through on this plan. I'm not someone who like should be doing this on YouTube. Because I follow like planner YouTube, a lot of that is people who are just like making works of art that happen to also be planners. And I know how amazing they are, like, doing their washi tape, but this is good enough for me. That makes me happy. A little sparkle, some busy bees, some pretty flowers, very spring reset. Should we do a little more decorating? Maybe like a little bit of coloring in. Oops, yeah. So I am not an artist. Oh, that's terrible. So I don't know if you noticed this, but like here, 3 main tasks here. The idea is 3 things you're focusing on. What do you really want to improve, work on today? I think that's like a nice thing to highlight. And we can just make both sides match so that the spread looks extra pretty today. If I did this every day, I might pick a color for each of like the main focuses that I have in my life. Like maybe I would make all of my house ones blue and all of my like fitness ones green, and anything that's for my, my daughter's pink and stuff like that. I think that would be a really nice way to use colors every day. But to be honest, most of the time I'm just too lazy, and I am pragmatic to a fault. So even though I do enjoy the colors, most of the time I don't bother. The rest of this we're going to fill in tomorrow together again. And I think for now, I'm just going to focus on my Thursday stuff, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Welcome back. How was your time traveling? Now, I do have the planner here, and we can look at it together. I did add the tasks that we were just looking at together during our walkthroughs. Cat hairs. And I put hearts next to the tasks I want to do with the kids, and some dots next to the ones that I think would be good to do while they're here. And then these 2 tasks are the ones that I want to do, make sure I get done this morning while I'm still alone. And here on Thursday, this should look very similar to how it looked when you were just time traveling a moment ago. But of course but it's a bit more, filled out and things are checked off. Now this day is closed. What that means is that every task is either done or has been copied over to a new place. And I don't need this page anymore. Like, it's done, it's closed. So focusing on today, given the like fixed things in the schedule, how the day is going to go is pretty clear. Here, this is the time for my AM tasks. We're going to have lunch. We're going to do some of the afternoon stuff. And hopefully we are all done before dinner time. So I'm going to get started right away with my morning stuff. And hopefully we'll just get as much done as possible. And then tomorrow we can do something fun to celebrate all of our hard work, and you guys can come along for that too, since you're here with me for this. So you get a little reward at the end too. All right, let's head back to the living room. Okay, so I'm going to start with the task that I most want done before the kids come home, which is all the Easter stuff away.
A lot of our Easter stuff arrived on Easter morning from the Easter Bunny. So obviously I'm not going to take that stuff away from the kids the next day. But it's been weeks now and it all feels like it's time to go. Holiday and seasonal decor is all a lot more fun to take out than it is to put away. But I sort of just can't resist it. I enjoy making my home reflect the changes in the wheel of the year, and my kids really do too. The candy holidays, including Easter, seem like they never stop. We do Halloween big, and we're Italian, so Abafana comes on Epiphany, and now we're Swiss too, so Sammy Claus comes on St. Nicholas Day. This table basically always has holiday treats on it, which I love. It always feels celebratory, and I think it helps keep dessert special, which I really try hard to keep dessert as something special. It's not easy when we spend, a week or more at a time with either grandparents, and because to them, the visit is always special, dessert can happen every day or even almost after every meal at the grandparents' houses. But back to cleaning. Horizontal spaces collect things. Everyone in your household, even guests, will try to clutter up your horizontal spaces. So I basically consider it my mission to defend these spaces and keep them clear. And actually, when they are really neat and clear, it's not so much of a problem. But once there's a little bit of clutter that has made its home on this table, then everyone feels like that makes it okay for them to also put their clutter on the table too. So it definitely pays off to stay on top of it. Some clutter I've left on this table for a while now are these paintings of the Four Seasons by my daughter. She worked really hard on these, so I want to keep the originals, but they're too big for her art binder, which I talked about before. And I just didn't know what to do with them, so they've sat on the table for a while now. But today the table is getting cleared, which means they need to find a home. And I've decided on taping them to the wall. We don't have any frames or art up in the house yet, but I have taped up some other kid art in the hallway. Now, these bunnies, on the other hand, are not so lucky. They've had a nice place of honor for all of Easter season, but I do not believe they have the structural integrity to survive to next year. So they get a photo and then we say goodbye. Okay, so pretty much done here. Easter won't be totally away until I take down the window stickies, but the little one is looking forward to helping me with that this afternoon.
It feels so good to have that really messy table all cleaned up now, and also to have found a spot for that artwork. Like I said before, most artwork is going to end up in a binder, but those were too big. So the bar for artwork that doesn't fit in the binder to get kept is pretty high, but those were really nice. They were painted at the Four Seasons, so that's why they're all together, because they're like a series, painting series of the Four Seasons. So feeling really good. It's just after 10, so I'm good on schedule, maybe a little ahead of schedule. Next up is laundry, and I actually cheated a little bit here. Late last week, I started gathering up all the winter gear and all the ski clothes, and I had them in a big pile, and I saw the pile was too big. It was going to be more than one load of laundry. And that meant that it couldn't all happen during my big spring reset day, because we only have 2 of these drying racks and a coat or ski pants. They really kind of need to lay flat to dry. So I did 1 load, and then my partner, who's like Mr. Outdoors man, decided he needs to get some special waterproofing laundry soap and kind of take over the project. So that's actually done. So we're not going to do end of winter laundry today. But while we were doing end of winter laundry and the drying racks were busy, our regular laundry really piled up. Actually, just yesterday, both racks were full of different laundry. That is away. And then this is new laundry that was washed yesterday and is ready to get put away now. So I'm going to get started doing that now and put another load in the machine, but set a timer so that it finishes when the kids are home and they can help hang it up. Okay, so it is 10:30, which is actually great. My goal was to get to this point before 11 a.m.
It's already almost 11 a.m., which means I only have an hour left of kid-free time, and I need to use that time for some work rather than just housework. Everything in life has give and take. For example, I have employees, which buys me back time opposed to trying to do everything myself. But on the other hand, it makes taking time off more complicated. Don't get me wrong, I take off a lot of time and I'm very lucky with my gig. Today, I couldn't just completely ignore my company though. And I'm multitasking a bit. I'm getting some spinach soup ready for lunch. I want it almost ready for when I leave to go get the kiddos. Nothing like a ticking timer to keep you focused and get work done just in time. I've got lunch mostly ready and now I'm off to pick up the kids. On one hand, I don't like all the walking back and forth, but I know it's good for me, so I try to focus on that. In Switzerland, kids come home for lunch. We can pay for them to have lunch at school. It's like 20 francs, which is about $24 per meal. So my kids only do that twice a week. But most kids go home and eat with their parents or grandparents every day. Today we're having some broccoli soup. My youngest loves broccoli soup, but won't eat just broccoli. But I think if I keep giving it to her, keep her used to the flavor, she will eventually give in and also like it not blended. And I always clean the kitchen and the dining areas after each meal, or my partner does it at night. I find that's the perfect balance of doing it frequently so the task doesn't get overwhelming, and also I have a sparkly clean kitchen to look at most of the day, which makes me happy. But any small messes in between, I give myself full permission to just leave it and ignore it and know it will get taken care of with the next meal.
Okay, the oldest is back at school and the youngest is having a little dance party. So I'm going to take on the next big task, which is organizing and cleaning up this office.
This is like my secret shame. I sit in this chair and talk about tidy homes, and then off camera, you can't see there's junk all over the floor. This is where stuff ends up when I just don't know what to do with it, but I know I need to do something. This is my space, so I feel like I can be messy here. It's not bothering anyone else, and it's not giving anyone else permission to be messy in the common areas. When I used to host Airbnb guests in my actual home many years ago, I kept the space so clean, not just for them, but so that they would feel the need to also be clean and neat. And it worked. And I still kind of do the same thing to encourage my family to be neat. Anyway, common areas, I make keeping them orderly a priority, but an office, I think of it as a creative space. And it's okay to be messy sometimes in your creative spaces. Even my kids, I let them keep their desks however they want them. But what I want now is this cleaned up. I don't want this stuff here forever, so spring reset, let's reset to clean.
Okay, so here is the office, reset, back to clean, floor's empty, it feels really good. Before we go, let's grab an empty binder and some plastic sheets for one of our next projects.
So another thing that piles up on that buffet table are cards, like greeting cards. We love cards, we love getting mail, we love displaying the cards, but it can be too much. Now, I don't want to throw them away, especially the photo cards or the handmade ones. I set up this simple string with some clips for our Christmas time holiday cards, but Christmas stuff really should be away at this point, so that's what we're doing now. And this is also another good project to do with my little helper. She loves helping me so much, and so often I just don't have anything that she can help me with. So I was happy to come up with this idea, use this empty binder, find a home for the special cards, and have a little project to do with my little girl. And now that we're done, we did have a little snack before jumping into the next project, which is taking down the window stickies. My youngest is great at this. I legitimately need her help. I have gel polish nails, which aren't as thick as gel nails, but they are still kind of thick and don't easily fit under the window stickies to take them off. So this isn't just entertaining her while we do a project that I could, do easier and faster alone. I actually need her help, and she knows and feels just so proud that she can do this thing that I can't do, but I still need it done. Okay, so we're going room by room, almost finished. I didn't film her right after this, begging to help bake a cake, and me explaining that I am not going to make a cake today. It just goes to show, sometimes the kids say I give them too many jobs, and then other times they're begging for more. You just never know.
Okay, so we've gotten a lot done. It's 3:30, which is, a long day considering I started at 6, but, still doing pretty good. Day's not over yet. So let's check in with our list and see how we actually are doing. Okay, spring refresh, that's just all day. Clean the office, did that. That is done. Oops, the pen's red. That was a big one. It feels great. The card binder project, I just finished that with my sweet little girl. That's done. The Easter stuff and the buffet table, that was the first thing we did. First thing in the morning, done. Old laundry, new laundry. I put away half the old laundry. One thing was still wet this morning, and I haven't started the new laundry yet. So that's still left to do. Window stickies, just did that with my little cutie pie. My actual work, I also got that done in the morning. Ooh, Stella's water. I don't even know if I remembered to mention that in the walkthrough we did very first thing. But my cat has a little water fountain every now and then. It has to be it has a filter, but every now and then I still gotta clean it. That task is still left. That's probably gonna be one of my last things. Pick up and vacuum. You see me vacuum a bunch of times, but I'll do that final round. And hand washing and boots. That is still left, and cleaning the bathrooms. Okay, so what's left is the hand washing and the bathrooms, general pickup, and the cat's water. So with those things left, and the fact that I just remembered, I actually want the hand washing to go through the regular wash too after I spot clean the little stains. So that determines the order that I have to do it all. And I'm going to go get started while I talk you through it.
Basically, I want to wash the boots before I clean the sinks. And I want to clean the sinks before I hand wash white sweaters in them. And I want to do those 3 tasks as soon as possible so I can put those sweaters in the laundry and start the machine. Then I can finish making the bathroom sparkle. I can also wash out Stella, our cat's water fountain, and do that final round of pickup and vacuuming. Cleaning bathrooms always feels so physically demanding. Is it the scrubbing? Why is that? Anyway, I am definitely starting to feel tired from my long day, and I'm glad I'm on the home stretch.
Okay, so now I feel genuinely tired. I think especially cleaning the bathroom wore me up physically. And it's 5:45, so basically I'm out of time. Let's see how I did. Old laundry, new laundry. That's done now. Stella's water, I did that. Picking up and vacuuming, did that. Hand washing the boots. I said hand washing the boots, but actually the little one had said they were leaking, and I want to double check if they really were, and yeah, they definitely are. but that is done. Bathroom's sparkling clean. Okay, so all the other stuff done. Spring refresh done. Now, so super. That was a lot of hard work, just in the nick of time. 15 minutes until dinner. So I'm like done for the day for sure. And tomorrow I'll do something really fun. So yeah, let's go jump forward to tomorrow.
And now it's Saturday. Our promised reward for all of our hard work is a mountain hike. Is that a reward? I don't know, but it is definitely very Swiss. We're in Isental, which has a population of 476 people. We actually came here specifically today because it is crazy windy, and Isental is really tucked into the mountains, so we hoped we wouldn't get blown away up here. The town is a really cute example of a central Swiss mountain village, but I can't recommend visiting for the faint of heart because the road to get here is very windy and one lane for both directions for shockingly long stretches. But this is something I love about Switzerland. Even this small town of 476 people has these amazing trails, so well maintained, and there are these demonstrative woodworking stations along the way. My oldest is still carrying around the single wood shingle she made, which was way harder to make than I would have thought. She wants to make a whole roof, and I am like, child, I am not spending every weekend here for the foreseeable future to make that happen. But it was really fun. Also for my youngest, who doesn't always appreciate the idea of hiking for the sake of hiking and really benefits from things along the route. Well, thanks for hanging out with me for my big spring refresh and also for today's hike. Click the video on the screen and we can keep hanging out together. I'll see you over there. Ciao!